Hello, I'm Dr. Gary Brinker, Director of the Docking Institute of Public Affairs at Fort Hays State University. I'm sorry I missed your most recent committee meeting. I hope to speak with you in person soon to give you a chance to ask questions, but I wanted to prepare this brief e-presentation to give you an idea of my proposal to the committee. The Institute has recently developed a new specialized survey method to assist school boards and superintendents develop the most effective school bond initiatives. So far, we have done bond surveys for USD 327 in Ellsworth, USD 109 in Republic County, and most recently USD 388 in Ellis. You may be asking, why conduct a school bond survey? There are actually three good reasons to conduct a bond survey prior to developing a bond initiative. First, our method measures support for each individual improvement project the board feels are justified. Knowing which improvement projects are popular and perceived as strong needs by the individual voters, as well as which ones are unpopular and deemed unnecessary by the voters. This information is particularly useful in determining why a specific bond proposal failed either in past elections or will probably fail in a future election. Second, the survey method allows responding voters to consider specific bond scenarios which may contain some projects they like and others they do not like. Asking the respondent to indicate whether they would or would not vote for a specific bond scenario is the best method for predicting the likely outcome of a subsequent vote. And third, the survey method provides potential voters with detailed descriptions of the improvement projects and why the board feels they are urgently needed. So the method can actually increase support for projects or bond scenarios by informing the voters on the current state of facilities. Here is a brief summary of how the method works. After working with the board in designing a survey instrument and cover letter, all registered voters residing within the district are mailed a cover letter, paper questionnaire, and business reply envelope for returning the completed questionnaire to the Docking Institute. Data from completed questionnaires are entered into statistical databases by Docking student researchers. The Docking Institute then prepares a formal report and PowerPoint presentation describing the results. Cost for this research varies depending on the number of voters residing in the district. A survey for USD 489, being a mid-sized district, would probably cost approximately $6,000. This slide is the image of the mailing envelope we used for the Ellsworth survey. For USD 489, we would use the district logo with the same catchphrase, "Your opinions equal better schools." Although difficult to read, this slide shows the cover letter for the USD 327 survey. The front contains an explanation of the study with invitation to participate and a contact person for those who might have questions. On the back side of the cover letter, we list all of the improvement projects, their total cost, and a rationale for why the improvements are urgently needed. This slide shows the opening section of the questionnaire. Note that each improvement project has a scale next to it, allowing the respondent to rate the degree to which they oppose or support that project. Again, they can refer back to the cover letter for detailed information regarding a given project. This slide shows the section of the questionnaire where bond scenarios are presented, along with the total price and estimated increase in property taxes for a given home value. It allows all property owners to estimate how much it would affect their own tax bills. Note at the bottom, this district was interested in knowing how legislative policy might affect respondents' willingness to vote for a bond. Tailored questions such as these can be constructed to meet the individual needs of a particular district. USD 489 might like to know how various restructuring proposals might be favored or opposed by voters. The next few slides give examples of how the results will be presented. This slide shows how we present the results of the individual project ratings. These were the 6 most highly rated projects. Note that they are arranged in rank order by the mean rating of all respondents. Note also that the most highly rated items tended to be infrastructure improvements and academically related projects. This slide shows the bar graphs for the least highly rated projects. Note that the projects related to athletic facilities tended to be the least highly rated by respondents. We are finding this to be a general trend in the bond surveys that we've performed. This slide shows the results of a bond scenario that was floated by USD 327 in the summer of 2012. USD 327 asked the Docking Institute to conduct a bond survey in the fall of 2012 to see if we could tell them why it failed. As you can see, our survey results measured very close to the same support for the bond as reflected in the summer 2012 election results. The analysis on the previous slide showed them that the inclusion of the various sports-related projects were the likely reason the bond failed. This slide shows the 10 projects included in the USD 388 bond election. Note the similarities to the USD 327 results, with infrastructure projects being the more popular and athletic projects being the least popular. This graph is the same as on the previous slide, except all of the positive and negative categories have been collapsed into one block. This makes it easy to see which projects are beyond the tipping point of receiving majority support. Although the Docking Institute bond survey showed that the bond floated by USD 388 on June 4th would fail by a margin of 2-1, the district put the bond scenario up for a vote. As you can see, the election yielded 40% support for the bond, 8 percentage points higher than the Docking survey predicted. We attribute the difference in part to a strong campaign to solicit support between when the survey was conducted and the election. This suggests that promotional campaigns can sway a small percentage of the voters. The Docking Institute believes that USD 489 can benefit from a Docking Institute school bond survey. This type of research will give the board and related committees information about voter preferences for improvement projects and major restructuring of the school system. We propose the following timeline. Develop a questionnaire in late July. Mail the survey to all registered voters residing within the USD 489 boundaries in early August. This will allow the Institute to deliver the results in mid-September. This should allow time to develop a bond proposal based on the results to place on the November ballot. Of course, the Docking Institute can negotiate a time frame that better suits the needs of the district. We hope the committee and board will strongly consider commissioning this type of research and believe it will save you considerable time, money, and frustration. Thank you.